This video helps you figure out if you have a specific hidden block to feeling joyful and gives you a remedy if you do. Plus, this remedy is good for improving the whole of your life, even if it turns out you don't have this hidden block. Say yes to enjoying your life by subscribing to this channel and look for the bell icon to see future videos. And visit joyfulbeing.com if you yearn to experience more joy. Welcome to the Joyful Being with Kim channel. I'm your host, Kim McIntyre, also known as the Laughter Lady. The topic of this video is joy, and I actually have several videos on joy on this channel. Big surprise, Joyful Being with Kim channel, that I would have videos on joy, but I've never done one on this specific hidden block before. I have another video that I did with 3 blocks to joy, and that's a great video too. Highly recommend it, and I will leave the link for that in the video description. But this specific hidden block is not as obvious as the blocks that I mentioned in that other video. So later on in this video, I'm going to be giving you a little quiz to help you figure out if you have this block or not. And then I will be showing you how to take your mind in a different direction to remedy this for yourself. So the last couple of years, I have been going to a lot of different meetups, a lot of different clubs and activities. I actually talk about that in last month's video. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, I'll leave that link for you in the video description, along with the other one I mentioned about the 3 blocks to joy. So as part of putting myself out there, there's a few book clubs that I go to, and one of those book clubs was reading Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. And even though I had read it many years ago, I thought, well, great. It's always great to reread books, especially books like that. It kind of shows you different things, different times that you read it. There was a whole section of the book I'd forgotten where she talks about joy and has some very powerful insights about joy and how we might block joy. And so she inspired me to create this video for you. So in just a moment, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I will pause for a little bit at the end of each question and just notice if your first response in your mind or in your gut is yes, no, or you're not sure. And if you need more time with each question, you can always pause this video and then hit play again when you're ready for the next question. Okay, here we go. I'm going to read each question to you right now. When something wonderful happens, does it feel too good to be true? When you think about someone you love, do you often worry about bad things happening to them? Do you say or believe the phrase, "It's the hope that kills you"? When a dream comes true, are you waiting for the other shoe to drop? Do you often anticipate worst-case scenarios? Do you find it difficult to experience gratitude? If your answer to one of those questions, one or more of those questions, was yes or not sure, really don't know, then it's probable that you have this hidden block, at least to some degree. If your answer was no to all of them, that's great. You can keep watching because the remedy that I'm going to mention later on will be good for you as well. But first, I want to talk about this block a little bit more. The block is unintentionally avoiding too much joy because it makes you feel uneasy or anxious or vulnerable. Now, that sense of unease can be a blind spot for a lot of people because it can be subtle. It's not so obvious. It can be just a small little something, a small little sense of something bad might happen, a little bit of a worry, not something huge that you may necessarily be all that consciously aware of. And that sense of something bad is going to happen can be very deeply ingrained in your belief system as well, so that it makes it hard to see, because maybe that's part of how you see the world. And if you look around the world these days, it's really easy to find plenty of evidence for bad things happening. At the same time, if that is a huge focus for you or a hidden driver that you're not aware of, then that can really block how much enjoyment and joy and good things you allow into your life, consciously or unconsciously. So before we move on to the remedy that Brené Brown recommends in her book, and that I recommend as well, I want to talk first about the power of high quality questions. You noticed how those questions that I asked you brought about deeper awareness within yourself. Powerful questions take you deeper, and they can have powerful healing effects in your life. That's why the freebie that I offer on my website is a series of questions. And these questions are for discovering what your true joy is. And so if you would like to claim those questions and you haven't done that already, I will also leave that link for you in the video description, or you can simply visit joyfulbeing.com. Back to the block now. That block of unintentionally avoiding too much joy because it might make you feel a little uneasy or anxious or even vulnerable. If you have this block to any degree, please know you're not alone. It's very common. A lot of people have it, and I used to have it big time. I realized rereading Daring Greatly that I don't have this block very much anymore in my life. Then I continued on reading to find the remedy she recommends, and I realized, oh, I've been practicing this remedy for many, many, many years. It is ingrained in my life, so I feel like that was evidence that, yes, her remedy actually works. And that's one of the things I love about Brené Brown is she really does the research. She really looks into what works, what doesn't work, what's effective, and what isn't. And so I'm very excited to share with you what to do for this block. And again, this practice, this way of thinking and being is incredibly wonderful for all aspects of your life. I mean, I didn't start doing this practice for this specific block. It was just a happy side effect that it greatly reduced this block in my life. The remedy is gratitude. And so there are many different practices for cultivating gratitude. The one I love and that I have done for many years is I keep a gratitude journal at night. And I just write down a bunch of things I'm grateful for at the end of the day. Some people do that at the beginning of the day. Some people don't write it, but they wake up first thing in the morning and they think it. They think about 3 to 5 or 10 things that they're grateful for waking up. And if gratitude is challenging for you, and that was one of the last questions that I asked when I was asking you questions earlier, then I have a couple of videos that can maybe help you with that. One of the videos is called Finding Gratitude in the Middle of Challenges. Again, I'll leave that link for you below. A thing to keep in mind with gratitude is it doesn't have to be big, huge things. And it also doesn't mean that if you're grateful for this one little thing over here, that it means your life is perfect. People think, oh, I have to wait for my life to be the way I want it to be in order to have any gratitude. Not so much. It doesn't really work that way. So having gratitude for what you have now kind of shines the light on what's already in your life that is good so that you can expand upon that. There is another video I also leave the link for in the video description that I did a while back, which had a gratitude meditation in it. And what I'll do, I think I'll be able to do this on YouTube, is I will just leave the direct link to that spot in the video so you can skip right straight to the gratitude meditation on that one. The way I think of a gratitude practice is it's like putting coins in a piggy bank. You know, at first you put a couple coins in, it doesn't add up to much. But if you just keep doing it over time, it grows and it expands and it impacts your mindset in the whole of your life. So while this remedy is simple, it is not a quick fix, right? So it's something that you need to cultivate over time, but it's been shown to be so powerful to positively impact your outlook on life. So why not? It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a huge amount of effort. It just takes a conscious choice to say, you know what? I'm worth it. I'm going to focus on gratitude right now. Here's the thing. Do you want to invest your life force energy into worrying about worst case scenarios that have a slim to none chance of ever coming to pass? Or do you want to give yourself permission to be more aware of and experience more of the blessings and joys that each day has to offer? Your joy is a gift, not only to yourself, it's a gift to the world. It's a gift to the people around you, to your loved ones. So do you want to spend your time looking for what's not right, what's horrible, what's terrifying in the world? Or do you want to be on the lookout for what is good, what is wonderful, what is a blessing in your life? And as always, if you're making a choice to make a mental shift, got to be compassionate with yourself because the old pattern's going to show up. And when it does show up, you say, yay, I'm aware of an old pattern. Now I have the power of choice because I am aware. So that awareness is worth celebrating. That's it for this video. Until next time, keep finding your sense of humor and keep doing this.